Over the last days, F-35 Lightning II, aircraft from the Green Mountain Boys of the Vermont Air National Guard's 134th Fighter Squadron were seen on the tarmac at Roosevelt Roads Naval Station in eastern Puerto Rico after arriving earlier from the mainland United States. And history teaches us something important. When stealth aircraft deploy forward, it's rarely accidental. So the real question isn't what is happening, it's why now, and more importantly, what comes after this. The presence of F-35s in the Caribbean is a statement in itself. These aircraft are designed to operate ahead of everyone else. They penetrate defended areas, gather intelligence in real time, and if needed, strike without warning. They don't rely on visibility or noise. They rely on surprise and dominance. Now, combine that with Marine Corps F-35Bs already in the region, and suddenly you're looking at a layered stealth network operating very close to Venezuelan territory. No press conference, no dramatic announcement, just capability, quietly placed where it matters. So ask yourself, who exactly is supposed to notice this? Then the situation escalated. U.S. forces took control of 3 Venezuelan oil tankers in a highly visible operation. Helicopters overhead, boarding teams fast roping onto the decks. Complete operational control established. This wasn't subtle. This wasn't background diplomacy. This was power being exercised openly. And while official explanations may vary, the timing is impossible to ignore because maritime actions like this are rarely isolated. They're part of a broader strategic picture. So the question becomes unavoidable. Was this enforcement or a carefully calibrated signal? Caracas reacted quickly. President Nicolas Maduro condemned the action, accusing the United States of aggression, imperial behavior, and violations of sovereignty. The rhetoric was strong, emotional, and defiant, exactly what many expected. But beyond the speeches, there's another layer. Words don't stop aircraft. Statements don't deter carrier groups. And when pressure builds without pause, leadership is forced to calculate very carefully. So, how much room for maneuver does Venezuela really have when faced with this level of pressure? While headlines focus on fighters and ships, the real story may be happening higher up. Across the Caribbean, aircraft like KC-135 tankers, KC-46 Pegasus refuelers, and C-17 Globemaster transports continue to arrive. These are not glamorous aircraft. They don't dominate headlines, but they enable everything. They extend range. They keep aircraft airborne. They move people, equipment, and systems quietly and efficiently. And here's the key point. Militaries don't deploy this level of logistical support unless they expect sustained operations. So again, sustained operations for what? Alongside manned aircraft, unmanned systems are playing a growing role. MQ-9 Reaper drones, capable of long-endurance missions and precision engagement, are now part of the regional picture. These platforms don't rush. They observe patiently, tracking movements, building patterns, and staying on station for hours. Their presence creates constant pressure, not visible to civilians, but very real to anyone being watched. Reapers don't announce intent. They simply stay and wait. So, the question lingers, what are they waiting for? Another development flew under the radar. The U.S. Navy has successfully tested a low-cost attack drone similar in concept to the Shahed-136 launched directly from a literal combat ship. A small system, but with big implications. Why does this matter? Because it points toward a future where ships can launch swarms of expendable strike systems. Cheap, numerous, and difficult to counter. It changes the economics of conflict and forces adversaries to rethink defense. And again, timing matters. Why test this capability now? And why in this broader strategic environment? Then comes the most powerful signal of all. The USS Gerald R. Ford, the most advanced aircraft carrier ever built, has departed St. Thomas and is now moving toward Venezuela accompanied by its full strike group that includes guided missile destroyers, cruisers, and submarines, each bringing its own set of capabilities. Together, they form a mobile force capable of operating independently for months. This is not a visit. This is not a courtesy sale. Carrier strike groups move with purpose. So ask yourself honestly, what purpose does this movement serve? From this single formation, the U.S. Navy can project overwhelming power. Missile strikes launched from hundreds of miles away. Carrier-based aircraft operating day and night. Electronic warfare, intelligence gathering, and air control, all from international waters. No borders crossed, no bases required. combined with assets already in the Caribbean. This creates a level of capability that few nations on Earth can counter, and capability once positioned doesn't need to be used to be effective. Recent confirmations add another layer. EA-18G Growlers and F-18 aircraft have been deployed to Puerto Rico. The Growler in particular is a clear signal. This aircraft doesn't drop bombs. It shuts down systems, radars, communications, sensors. When Growlers appear, it means someone is thinking seriously about controlling the invisible side of warfare, the electromagnetic domain. And that kind of preparation is never random. Finally, there's the E-3 Sentry. This airborne command and control aircraft was tracked operating near Venezuela's coastline, flying a route that was extremely deliberate. On the eastern side, it cleared Venezuelan airspace by mere feet. On the western side, it remained about 28 miles from the shore and roughly 16 miles from Venezuelan airspace. Close enough to monitor everything, close enough to test reactions, but still within legal limits. Every movement observed, every response recorded. So the question is simple. What did they learn from that flight? When you step back and look at the full picture, a pattern emerges. Stealth fighters forward deployed, maritime actions at sea, carrier strike groups on the move, tankers and transports filling the sky, armed drones overhead, electronic warfare assets arriving, surveillance aircraft flying razor-thin lines, no declarations, no announcements of intent, just pressure steadily increasing. So now I want to hear from you. Is this pure deterrence, or are we watching the early positioning phase of something larger? And if no one backs down, what does the endgame look like? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because history has shown us again and again when this many pieces move at once, it's never by accident. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you found this analysis useful, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective matters more than ever as events continue to unfold. Don't forget to like the video if it helped you understand what's really happening, and subscribe for future updates and in-depth coverage. As always, stay alert, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.